Muramoto, we have a couple weeks until Rizin 27. How are you feeling right now?
村本選手、ライジン27まであと数週間ですが、今の体調、いかがですか？
今ですね、一番追い込みのピークで、もう試合へ向けて最高のコンディション作れてますね。はい。
Right now, I'm on the last week of hard sparring, and I feel very good, and I'm on track to be in the best shape for the fight.
All right, you made your Rizin debut at Rizin 18 in 2019 of the summer. You second round, you lost the fight. It is what it is. What did you take away from that and allowed you to get that next fight in and get the finish?
村本選手は2019年、ライジン18で、ライジンデビューを果たしていますが、残念ながら、結果は負けてしまったんですけれども、あの試合からなんか学んだことってありますか？
ありますね。あの試合での敗因が、やっぱり、近距離での打撃、ボクシングでアッパーを効かされての負けだったんで、そこボクシングの技術を一から見直しましたし、打撃のそういう細かい部分の修正をしてきましたし、でもあの試合実は左肩の肩甲骨が折れた状態で試合してたんで、それも今回もしっかり直して強化して帰ってきたんで、また全然違う強さを見せれるかなと思ってます。
So in that fight, I think one of the reasons why I lost was the close range striking exchange. He got the upper hand on that. I think he utilized his short uppercuts a lot, and that's kind of what led me to the TKO loss. So I went back and I've strengthened my boxing, my close range boxing, and I'm just gonna say this right now, but I fought that fight with a fractured collarbone.
Yeah.
So, not to make any excuses, but I don't have that this time. I'm very healthy. I'm much stronger, and I know I can perform much better. So I'm very much looking forward to this fight.
A fractured collarbone, that is a serious injury. That is a lot of pain. How much pain were you in during that fight?
もう鎖骨が怪我してる状態っていうのは相当痛みが激しかったと思うんですけれども、それでどうやって試合されたんですか？
肩甲骨が割れてたんですけど、はい、肩甲骨。はい。それ割れてるんで、痛み止めを肩に打って、あと飲み薬で痛み止めで、1ラウンドで倒さないと、2ラウンド以降はもう無理だなと思ってたんで、1ラウンドからガンガン行くっていうスタイルにかけたんですけど、それで倒しきれなくて、で、2ラウンドやられたっていう流れでしたね。
I'm sorry, it wasn't the collarbone, it was the shoulder blade. I had a fractured shoulder blade, but it still hurt a lot. And I took some painkillers. I took a cortisone shot before the fight, and then I knew I had to finish in the first round. So I kind of blitzed in there, and I rushed the fight, but I couldn't finish it, and I paid for it in the second.
So what was the recovery like after the fight?
試合終わった後にそこの肩甲骨の、その回復過程っていうのはどんなもんだったんですか？
手術をすぐにしまして、で、半年間安静。で、半年間、試合に向けての準備をして、約10ヶ月ぶりぐらいに復帰戦をして、勝ったっていう流れですね。で、勝って、その次の試合が今の、今回のライジンってことですね。
So I had surgery on my shoulder blade immediately after that fight. I had to stay out of action for 6 months. And after that, I trained for 6 months, got ready for a fight. I won that fight, and here I am.
So how's training been for this year? 2021, you've had a couple months. What has the training camp been like for you?
2021年になってからのそのトレーニングの環境っていうものは村本選手にとってどういう感じですか？
名古屋を拠点として、これまで通りの練習を積んできたんですけど、名古屋だけじゃなくて、東京と、あと、石川県が地元なんですけど、そこでの、伝統派空手の練習っていうのを取り入れて、東京でボクシング、石川県で伝統派空手っていうのを入れて、作り上げてきた感じですかね。
So this year, I've pretty much had my training camp based in Nagoya, which where I usually do. But I've also traveled to Tokyo to work on my boxing. And then my hometown is in Ishikawa Prefecture, but that's where I have my traditional karate background. So I come to Tokyo for my boxing. I go to Ishikawa for my traditional karate, and that's what I've added to my fight for this one.
Where are you working for your boxing?
東京のボクシングは誰とやられてるんですか？
まあ、特別にトレーナー用意して、で、マンツーマンで、まあ、その有名なトレーナーなんですけど、まあ、そこはちょっと名前は言えないんですけど、まあ、いろんな有名選手を育ててる、今の MMA の選手もいろんな有名 UFC 選手がいろいろ育ててる人がいるんですけど、まあ、そこは内緒なんですけど、まあ、東京のその有名な実力あるトレーナーに見てもらってます。
So yeah, I prefer not to give his name up. He's a personal boxing trainer who's been training several MMA fighters, including UFC fighters. So yeah, I've been training with him I've been having him as a personal coach of mine for boxing.
So secret weapon.
じゃあ秘密兵器ってことですね。
All right, let's talk about the opponent, Yamamoto. He is a young guy coming in, making his debut. You've been in his shoes before. What do you feel about him? And a lot of people feel like this is going to end up being a guy that's long, using his striking against you, who can, like you talk about your boxing, right? Are you going to be able to utilize that, do you think? Is that something that you want to focus on in this fight?
その対戦相手の山本選手についてちょっと話していきたいんですけども、彼は結構今、勢いに乗ってる選手で、いろんな人たちが言うには、彼は方がリーチが長いんで、この距離感をうまく使ってくるんじゃないかっていうふうに見てる人たちが多い中、村本選手は今ボクシングをやっているとおっしゃってますが、どんな試合展開になりそうですか？
そうですね。近距離戦はやってきたボクシングを活かせるんですけど、伝統派空手っていうのも取り入れてるんで、伝統派空手ってリーチ関係なく飛び込みが深いと、もう一気に距離詰めれるんで、その伝統派空手の飛び込み、独特な踏み込みなんで、それはもう相手も対応できないと思うんで、堀口選手みたいな感じですよね。で、あれを本当今染み込んでるんで、あれとテイクダウンをうまく混ぜて戦っていけたら優位にいけるかなと思ってます。
So, as I mentioned earlier, for the close range exchanges, I've been working on my boxing, so I have no issues there. In terms of long range, where people may think he has an advantage because of the reach, that's where my traditional karate comes in. Because traditional karate footwork is that you blitz in with the strike. It's kind of like how Horiguchi does it. And traditional karate stance and the movements is very unique. So I don't think he's going to be able to react to how I blitz in. So I think that's how I'm going to face him in a long range. And I've got my boxing in a close range. And I think by mixing in my takedowns, I'll be able to control the fight.
What are the emotions like heading into your second fight, especially with your debut, how it played out?
ライジンデビュー戦が、黒星だったっていうこともあるんですけれども、今回ライジン2戦目を迎えにあたって、今、心境はどんな心境ですか？
そうですね。僕の拠点である名古屋で大会が行われるってことで、やっぱり周りの応援団というか、ファンの方がめちゃくちゃ来てくれるんで、それも力になりますし、前回、ライジンでは負けてるんで、もうそこは絶対にね、2回目負けるなんて許されないと思ってるんで、もう必ず相手をね、山本選手をしっかり仕留めたいと思ってます。
So being this fight in Nagoya, this is my hometown, I'm going to have tons of fans and tons of supporters, people who support me behind me. So that's going to give me extra strength and motivation to win this fight. I've already let them down once. I don't think I can, a second loss is unacceptable. So I think I'm going to go in there and finish this kid. I don't think Yamamoto has a chance. Losing is not an option for me here.
What's the perfect night? How do you finish him?
村本選手の中で完璧な試合展開というものはどういった内容ですか？今回。
そうですね。 前回、去年の8月に復帰戦をディープでやったんですけど、その時には3ラウンドにバックチョークで決めて勝ったんですけど、まあ、3ラウンドを使ってしっかり相手を削っていって、最終的にバックチョークを取りたいなと思ってます。
So when I fought my comeback fight in August in Deep, I was able to finish my opponent in the third round with a rear naked choke. That was kind of an ideal fight for me. So even in this one, I want to utilize all 3 rounds to wear him out and finish him when he's at his lowest in morale.
All right. Thank you so much for the time. Enjoy the fight, and I'll be watching.
村本選手、今日お時間ありがとうございました。試合頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。
Take a move in the ring. You can hit me with the words you